Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a Find Ways to Win. I am Fitzgerald Stevens, your host, along with Prince Dinas Samir here. We're talking about football. Why do we love it so? What is about this game? That we have our favorite teams, we have our college teams, our pro teams, our high school teams, and we really get behind to support this sport practically like no other. Friday night footballs, Friday lights out, huge all over the country. Many fans around the world, as far as pay attention to United States football, which is kind of ironic because I've been told by a couple of European friends that, hey, I don't know why you guys call it football. We actually played it football. No, we said what we call you guys, what you play is soccer to us. But so with football over here is a whole nother different thing. So we're going to talk about the love of the game. Some big time games going on today. I want to keep my eyes, Prince, on the Clips and Miami game. Start tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Miami's coming off a very, very strong win last week, going up into Clemson, though, and with Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers, a very, very prolific, strong program with possibly the number one recruit, the number one draft choice with Tyler, quarterback in that team, just really, really put it in. I know he was the one that really put it down to us. I'm wearing my 2017 national championship participant because Clemson beat us here in Tampa with that. So respect out to them. They really played an excellent game on that. Quarterback by the Houston quarterback now, Deshaun Watson. But it's so much stuff to look out there. I know Georgia, you have Tennessee this weekend.
3:30, Tennessee.
Yeah. Texas and Oklahoma is going to mix it up a little bit today. Alabama and University of Mississippi is going to mix it up. But that's what we want to just talk about. It is what is about it that people love this game so much. I mean, people will drive to the stadiums, and even though the stadiums is not being packed because of the COVID, people still glued to the televisions supporting their teams. It used to be living down here in Tampa. I'm about say like about an hour and a half south of Gainesville. That's the home of the University of Florida Gators. Man, that traffic, we used to be stacked up just about several miles out before you get to this go to Gainesville, because anticipation of people going to the game. So it's a very big deal, and that can be said with many college stadiums around the world, and many college cities around the U.S., should I say, not the world. Everything like that. People are very, very serious about their football. They love it. The tailgating, the homecoming, the rivalries, the smell of the fall in the air and things and stuff like that. So I certainly miss it, and I would like to go ahead and do the best I can just by staying onto the TV, maybe going around a couple people and socializing together, with precautions, of course. And just to be happy to get the feel of the game, to feel that electricity and atmosphere. And so what does that mean to you? Why do you like this game so much, if you like it? And so I gave you a few of my reasons. Fortunate with the Prince Dinas Samir, we're privileged to have a man who actually played football with the University of Georgia on a full scholarship. And so, so far as actually to have a different perspective for us as a player, the energy, what it means to get ripped up for a big game. I'm not on that man's level. He's actually as far as with that. So I'd like to know as far as what a player perspective, Prince Dinas Samir, what did that mean to you guys where you got ready to go out there to play at Tennessee or to play at Florida, when many of those games you participated in your career, man? What was the atmosphere like, man? What do the players think of that? Do they love it much as we do, or it's just business to them?
I think the players love it, if not as much, probably more than the fans. I remember back when I was getting recruited in 1999, my visits, I was offered by University of California, Berkeley. That was my first offer to Golden Bears. And I lived in Sacramento, and Cal Berkeley was like about an hour, no traffic, about an hour and a half away from Sacramento. And I remember pulling up to these games, and there might be one or two people tailgating in front of the game, and you go inside, and you could pretty much sit anywhere you wanted to because, I mean, the games were packed. So then I think it was October or November of 2019. I started, well, earlier than that, I want to say maybe August or September of 2019, I started getting recruited by University of Georgia. So I said, you know what, Herschel Walker went there. I'm going to take a visit there. And I remember taking my official visit there. I think it was October 2000. I'm saying 2019. Guys, I'm sorry, 1999. 1999. I apologize. 1999. I remember taking my visit there, October 1999, November 1999. And I remember pulling up to, so we went to the, it's called the Buttsmere building. This is where the football facilities is housed, as far as the offices, administration,
Right.
locker room, weight room, so we went there, we did a tour. Then we're going to go to Stegman Coliseum, which is where the Olympic sports, their facilities were housed. You had the basketball stadium, track and field, all their respective Olympic sports are all there. So I remember there's a street that separates. I mean, so this street, right? It's where the Buttsmere building is, and then it dead ends the Stegman Coliseum. So I remember us pulling out of the parking lot of the Buttsmere building, and we're driving to Stegman Coliseum. We could have easily walked, but we were just driving. And I remember, now it's a parking deck, but it used to be an empty parking lot. And that parking lot was where the football dorms were, the athletic dorms were. It was called what was our athletic dorms called? McWhorter Hall. So like our football
Okay.
training table and everything, that's where it was at. So I remember us driving, and I looked to the right where this parking lot is and where our athletic dorms are. And this parking lot was just filled with RVs and Georgia flags and people tailgating. It was just a sea of RVs. I'm like, whoa, like I've never seen anything like it.
Welcome to
I'm like,
SEC
man,
football.
right. I'm like, okay, they take this stuff serious down there. And I remember going to the game. It was packed. It was loud. They played Kentucky. Ended up blowing Kentucky out that game. I'm like, man, I'm coming. Like I was like, man, I'm coming here. So, yeah, but I mean, we get just as excited as you guys, or even more, because we have to go out there and perform.
Well, so the atmosphere is what pulled you in. It's certainly
Right.
what pulled me in. Growing up in Alabama, we don't have any professional teams there. No professional teams in any sports right there. So our teams are either Auburn or Alabama. Period. That's one. That's the way families are divided. That's the way it is. You pick a horse and that's the way you ride. Now, I grew up an Auburn fan. I still to this day, Auburn is my second favorite team because when I was in the eighth grade, my school took a field trip to Auburn, and which I grew up like 80 miles away from there. So man, that was the first major college I seen. Got onto that campus, felt that energy there. Man, I was off to Auburn. So when the time came for me to go there, and I went to Alabama Auburn, I was making that decision based on who won the Alabama Auburn football game. One of the most important decisions in my life, and I'm basing it on who wins the Alabama Auburn football game. Auburn won, so I was off to Auburn, and then I had to sit out that year. That's probably back in '86. I had to sit out that year because they didn't have housing, and I wanted to major in advertising. They didn't have that neither, so I want to be on the semester system. They didn't have it neither, because I could not get housing, nor could I talk my grandfather to buy me a motorcycle where I could commute 80 miles one way. That's something like a 20-year-old kid thinking a thing like that. I applied to Alabama, got accepted there also. Alabama said, "Hey, we're on a semester system. We have an advertising major, and we have housing. Come on." and I was driven up there by my grandfather and middle brother, and I fell on the campus about January 1st, 1985, after transferring from Alabama State during my first year, and I was blown away and never looked back. Auburn kind of went out the doors. That was back in 1985, and and fortunate enough to get my degree from there in '88, and still a avid fan of the Tide right now. But I do enjoy the game of college football, especially during the playoff seasons. I mean, I really like that. But what pulls me in is the energy. When I was there, we had a Cornelius Bennett, well, the linebacker.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Cornelius Bennett had a stellar career there. That went out to play for. I remember he parked at Buffalo. Never could.
Wait. Oh, what was it? 0-4 for Super Bowls?
Yeah. At least they got there, man. They're looking pretty good now. Bills are looking pretty good. Very improved team. And so so Alabama has such a wide reputation for championship pedigree. We had the late great Bear Bryant coaching there. So known as Championship Row, but the game changed and things changed. And you have these other great programs coming out. Some programs they just been staples of the game. Always in contention. One that comes into mind right now is Ohio State Buckeyes. I've known about the Ohio State Buckeyes since they used to have Woody Hayes there, and Woody Hayes used to have a rival going with the University of Michigan, and it was coached by the late great Bo Schembechler. I remember that name. So they still go back and forth. But most of my heart was in the following SEC football, and primarily with Alabama and Auburn and things. But as I've grown older, I've seen the game develop so much more. They it feel like it's faster, like the players are stronger. Look like the players everybody's competing for that ring, which is great. So you have a whole lot of things. And what I liked about football, things could change on a dime. One day you can be like a dominant team, and then the next game, you just get blown out. It happens, stuff like that. So, for example, I picked reluctantly, not reluctantly, I picked Auburn to beat Georgia. I was sure of it. I was sure. I mean, I just, that was more. I was sure. I thought Auburn was going to handle business. They was going to go up in Athens and get that W. Well, it turns out we had a friend of mine on the show, Mr. Jim Zigmont. He's my roommate at the University of Alabama. Where's Jim? I didn't contact him today. I had to get him in there, but to schedule his time a little bit. But for a former sports writer and stuff, so he knows the game. But he told me, "Hey, Fitzgerald, you are dead wrong," and everything like that, and stuff. I'll even give you 9 points, and you're still going to lose. Well, Mr. Zigmont, you were right. Plus the fact I lost 2 Chick-fil-A biscuits to Prince Dinan Samir, because that's what I bet him on that. But still love the game. The game we want to look at today also is Texas and Oklahoma. That's a big rivalry in that part of the country. I'm taking Texas on that. Oklahoma is not showing me what they kind of did last year with Lincoln Riley's the coach over there. I think he has to really coach now. I think he's went on some good pass. For example, he had a couple quarterbacks in contention for the Heisman. I think even one of them won that. Prince, what was that? Not the year before. The year before, Jalen Hurts were there, who was also in contention for the Heisman Trophy. I forget who actually.
Oh, you're talking about he went to he ended up
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. They had another one who plays for he plays for the Cardinals right now. What's his name?
Sam Bradford.
No, plays for the Cardinals. Let me look him up. I'll tell you right now. Let me look him up. Short cat.
Heisman Trophy winner?
I think he won the Heisman. Hold on one second. Arizona Cardinals. How's he not on here?
Are you talking about Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray. Didn't he win the
Okay.
Heisman?
Kyler Murray did win the Heisman.
He didn't win it? Oh, I thought he won it. Okay, my bad.
No, he did.
He did.
He did win the Heisman. And then I know, I believe Sam Bradford came out of there too. He got, I remember he went to a couple of teams around the league, and it stopped. It made a stop with my LA Rams over there. It just stuff. So yeah, but the Oklahoma has been good to producing good quarterbacks, and people want to go in that program. But I'm just thinking that, hey man, maybe the Texas is going to turn the corner on it this year. Would like to see it happen. It could go either way, but maybe I'm going to take Texas over that to go ahead and get that win in there. But I'm not going to bet no Chick-fil-A biscuits. I don't believe it's a sure thing.
I think it's a waste of time if we're talking about the Oklahoma Texas game. I mean, them two cats are even out of BCS championship contention. I mean, it's that the Big 12
for rivalry.
That game don't even matter anymore.
Okay, so you want to talk about then you would like to sit up there and talk about people who actually have a contention for the national championship.
Yeah, I mean that Texas Oklahoma game. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's fighting for who's going to be number one in the Big 12. But even with that, I mean, nobody from the Big 12 is going to make it to the BCS playoffs. It's not going to happen.
No one's going to make it from the Big 12 to the BCS.
No.
Okay, all right then.
Yeah.
Does the national championship go through the SEC again?
Well, SEC, and we can't count out the ACC because of Clemson.
Can't count. So Clemson is still in contention.
I mean, like Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. We can't
Georgia,
count Ohio.
Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to leave Florida off of there.
Yeah, we're coming out of the East for sure. Unless you want to bet for sure. Do you want to bet?
No, Prince, I've lost 2 bets in a row to you, man. I mean, I was on a good win streak for years. I want to take that. I lost 2 bets in a row. You know what? If I think I'm going to bet, I'm going to stick to the horse I ride best. That's Alabama. I can't be betting on
well, we bet next week when we come to Tuscaloosa.
No, you can't be serious.
What do you mean can't be serious? What are you talking about?
You honestly, I don't think Georgia's going to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
What?
It don't make a difference. We was playing up in Athens anywhere, man. You don't.
Well, Fitzgerald, we betting Chick-fil-A next week. Alabama, Georgia coming to Tuscaloosa. We betting next week.
Yeah, we got.
Like I said, I don't care where we play you guys. We can play y'all in the parking lot. We can play you guys at the studio.
You got that same for me. So
we can play. We can play you guys I-85 on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Georgia won't beat Alabama. My friend is just talking because he has to hype it up. But they won't beat Alabama. Georgia, I'll admit they have a defense opposed to stuff like that. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the people are hyping up. They have good recruits. We'll see what you're about. When you can't play us, you talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide, man. That's
mean. What's that mean, Fitzgerald? I mean, what does that mean? We talk about October 17th, 2020. Like, what do you? I mean,
you are playing a program with 17 national trophies, and you last one you scored was back in 1980. You simply ain't good enough to beat Alabama, man. You really want to put it there? You're just not good enough. If you really want to throw it like that, and we had to put it out there for us like that, that's not a guy slap happy truth. You're just not good enough. You're not going to get. This is not Auburn you're playing, dude. So rather we stick to that. Let's go ahead and talk about something that's a sure thing, man. That don't merit discussing. You better be concerned about Florida before you think about coming with us. So and you may lose that one too. Don't think that. I mean, oh man, you're funny.
Gerald, like I said, we are coming into your home. All right, and we're gonna beat you guys. I mean, I
would like to say this is such a normal, abnormal season, man. I would love for you and I to be at that game, man. I would treat you well, show you the campus. I've never been to the University of Georgia campus. I hear it's pretty sharp. Don't really But I would definitely show you a good time in Tuscaloosa, man. You will see what an actual real stadium looks like. Among other things, you'll see the Hall of Champions. I can take you to all kinds of places like that, Dan, and put some things down with you and stuff like that. Now, we're doing pretty good on our time, man. I want to flip up a little bit. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers down here, man, lost a bad one in Chicago. Hey, like last week we was talking on the show, man. I've said it. Nick Foles is a baller. He's been a baller for several years, especially when the pressure is tight. The man gets it done. Now they sat Trubisky down, and I don't see him coming back up anytime soon. But I think with Foles is doing what Foles does, playing that great under pressure stuff like that, giving new life and to the Chicago fan base. They had they spent a lot of money trying to beef up that defense, and particularly with the acquisition of Khalil Mack from your Oakland Raiders.
No, Vegas. We're in Vegas now.
Well, I can't say Vegas. There'll always be Oakland Raiders to me.
We're in Vegas.
Man, Vegas, man. No. It's Oakland Raiders. That's just synonymous. The synonymous with what Mr. Al Davis said, the late great Oakland owner. He said, "Just win, baby. Just win." That's all he wanted and stuff like that. Most look like if he can keep this up, and that's a big if, with up in the AFC East. Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills, man. Buffalo is 4-0, and they're talking about possibly getting the win with the Tennessee Titans. They signed Derrick Henry to a great extension last year. Because it looked like they would possibly the Titans will possibly have to forfeit that game.
No, I thought they're going to delay the game to next week.
Well, I would like to see them delay it rather than forfeit it. But for me, I just like to see teams get out there and actually earn that victory. Go ahead and doing like that. I would say this is I would say with the Atlanta Falcons, it's a disappointment.
I don't know why Quinn hasn't been fired yet. I don't know why he hasn't been fired.
I would say it's a disappointment, but something happened to Atlanta, man, when they blew that lead with Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Just something happened. And Don Ash, you have went out there and said that they would never be the same. It looked like they were absolutely true. And
they wasted all that money on that brand new stadium. They might as well just kept them the old Georgia Dome. They wasted all that money on that stadium. That product.
Don't worry, Arthur Blank is going to get his money back because Atlanta's a convention town once this thing passed over. My second favorite team, that I like is Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I
like the Steelers too.
Yeah, Steelers.
What's the record? Let me look it up. Let me look it up. What's the record?
I think have they taken 2 losses yet?
Oh, let me see. Let me look it up.
Because I know Tampa Bay, the town I live in down here, we're a buzz because of Brady. Fan approval was at an all-time high because of what he's there and what Bruce Arians is doing with that offense, but with Fournette in the backfield.
Hey, Steelers are undefeated.
Yeah, well, that sounds about right.
I like the Steelers. I like Tomlin. I like the Steelers. Steelers is my second favorite team too.
Well, man, that's something we agree back in on Football Nation, man. So, but you know what? With me, I'm in my mid-50s, man, and no one does it in coaching like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Talk about stability. And 56 years old, I know of 3 coaches with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chuck Noll, of course, the coach now, Tomlin, and then Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher and Tomlin. All of them are Super Bowl winners,
right.
And once again at 56, those are the only 3 men I wrote. Pittsburgh is the epitome of coach stability. The way they put that down. They've also were a club that enacted the Rooney Rule, where you had to at least interview a minority candidate for a head coaching position. In the pros, minorities coaches are really are more so represented. In the NCAA football, it's a tragedy out there. I don't know if they actually think minorities actually can coach, or they can play, but given opportunity as coach, it's just not there. It's just not there. Like for example, But you have an example where Kevin Sumlin. Well, Kevin Sumlin, when he was at Houston when I don't know him. Then he got picked up by Texas A&M, and I think he's where's his stop right now?
I think he's at Arizona now.
Yeah,
I think he's at the Wildcats.
The representation of Black and Hispanic coaches in the NCAA is dang near criminal. It's just like they don't believe anybody can coach in there. It's up Caucasian males, and that's flat out wrong. Because so much of the players the players are not Caucasian males, so the representation there is just one sided, just it really needs to be done away with. Even with getting the thing with offensive and defensive coordinators. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff just goes in there and just really doesn't make sense. I know. So those are coveted positions right there, but it still doesn't stop us from liking the game. The Kansas City. Okay, Kansas City seem to be doing their thing. Mr. Patrick Mahomes is kind of showing us why he got that 10 years, about $500 million.
Right.
Seems to be really putting it down, to prove that he actually deserves it. He's actually worthy of it. What we're looking at Baltimore Ravens. Their quarterback, go ahead and give me that name. Heisman Trophy out of Louisville.
Lamar. Come on, Diners. Lamar. Something.
Okay, I know what you did. No, you're talking about Heisman Trophy winning back. Now we're seeing some things in there that this is long in to do. This is long.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, though, this is long overdue, right? Okay, well, we're seeing a good representations of Black quarterbacks in the NFL. You have Kyler Murray with Arizona. You have the great Russell Wilson up there to the Northwest with the Seattle Seahawks. You have Deshaun Watson, the one who beat us in that championship game when Clemson started making a name.
Can I also interject? The city he's from is right up the street from 40 minutes from Athens. UGA didn't even recruit him.
Well, the Dabo Sweeney did, and the rest is history. As far as with that, I mean, we made. So I got one. Speaking about that, and we're going to drop back down in college ball. You triggered my mind with something. The greatest player not to play for the University of Alabama. You know who it was?
Who?
Bo Jackson.
They won't put him either, right?
Yeah, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson wanted to play, but they decided they wanted to make him. He wanted to play running back. He's adamant about that. And then so Alabama said, "Nah, we're going to put you on defense." He said, "Well, I don't want to play that." So Auburn said, "Come on." I think that was Pat Dye that recruited him.
Right.
Okay, Pat died there, so it's the rest in history. So hey, you know what? People who are winners, they know what they want to do, and it worked out pretty good for him. Man, talk to me about, speaking about running backs, man. Talk to me about Christian McCaffrey, who I think is the best runner in the league right now. As far as what we are. Christian McCaffrey out of Stanford, man, plays with the Carolina Panthers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just signed a massive extension. The man can do it all. He can run, he can catch, man. He can do it all. He has finesse, not Barry Sanders finesse, and he has a gift for staying healthy. So they rewarded the Carolina Panthers rewarded him, with a massive contract extension as far as with that. But players play, man, and performers perform. And that's what we're looking at and stuff like that. So Giants, well, I don't know what's going on with them. They have really been for several years. Patriots, they look like they was doing pretty darn good. Patriots coming up. Unfortunately, Cam got diagnosed with COVID, so they had to sit him down. And so hopefully wishing him a speedy recovery to come back. The 49ers, yeah, 49ers, they've had have a couple of massive injuries, and
Right.
the most notable one is the Achilles heel that takes him out for the whole season for Nick Bosa. And he was a huge component of that defense. So he's out for the year. So, and they had a couple other injuries. I don't expect them to compete with coming out the NFC. I got strongly have Seattle in contention. I think, and I'm probably going to get eggs thrown at me on this one. Virtual eggs. Please don't throw them. I think Seattle's coming out of that, and I think that the New Orleans Saints, I think the window's closed. Not unless they start there. They're going to keep going with Breeze, 42-year-old something quarterback and stuff like that. But I think their window's closed. And I think a massive part of that, ever since that time that the closest they were when they got those two bad calls back a couple of years ago when they were playing the Vikings. Actually, we usually got robbed by that. But I think their time has passed. And I think they need to really start looking at another option far as for Breeze. First ballot Hall of Famer, but he can't play forever. And he's as far as really up there. With the NFC South, I'm taking the Buccaneers to come out of it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I don't see anything with the AFC East. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to come out of that. Their nemesis, the New England Patriots, although they didn't have Brady, but Cam Newton was getting the job done, but who knows how long he's going to be out. And then we also learned something about the business, the brutal business of the NFL. That's why when the sports teams say you need to take a pay cut for the team, I would tell any athlete out there, don't do that foolishness. Don't do that. And because the team won't take a cut for you. For example, his name is Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor, when I first heard him,
got him punctured his lung. His doctor,
started for the
Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, he came off a rib injury, was broken his rib, and his doctor was giving him painkiller right before he's supposed to go back in. Unfortunately, punctured his lung. Man, they're treating him like, well, we don't know if this is, I don't know what's going to happen to your career. After pronouncing like they was going to be, that he didn't have anything to worry about, as far as when he came back. Houston finally got smart and fired Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien with the Texans. He should have been fired. The fact that he made the atmosphere that even I think it's Andre Johnson who went out to the Cardinals now, all pro receiver, dang near approaching level of Julio Jones on Atlanta. He just left the team because it was just so toxicity there. And one of the things he wasn't really clashing. He was not really connecting with O'Brien and things like that. Usually some things like that usually when players want to leave. Sometimes it often comes by way of the offensive or the defensive coordinator, much less they have a public war with the head coach and stuff like that. But these are not college players, ladies and gentlemen. These are, you have a coach and a coach is now coaching a multi-millionaire thing, and it's not, you can get in there. You can't just go ahead and get in their face like you used to, expecting to take it like they're in at college. It doesn't work like that, So and often before the star player goes, the owner will consider sending that coach away. The Green Bay Packers coming off that win with Atlanta, but is that really coming off a win? I mean,
Atlanta, they need.
Denver seems like, man, I don't know if they realize the season started yet. But they're playing in that AFC West, along with Kansas City, and so I think they better start putting some things together, pretty soon to make it think that, hey, they're in contention, because you don't want too much of the season to slip away from you. So who else we leaving out? Dinas, Cleveland Browns, big guy. Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm really not an NFL guy. I'm just, the Raiders. I'm more of a college guy. But
Well, you know what? Let's just see what those draft choices are going to pay. the not the draft, the picks that the Las Vegas acquired from the Khalil Mack trade. Hopefully they'll start paying off. Hopefully they'll start paying off. Well, Americans team who is not, that's the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I don't know.
Have they won a game this year?
I'm not sure they have. I'm not sure they have. And so they're not putting a good product that, that definitely the owner wants to see, as far as with Jerry Jones. I assure you about that. Don't really follow the Vikings much. I like them. I like the Vikings, the color scheme and things like that. But kind of the one that really got me with the Vikings was Fran Tarkenton, quarterback at the University of Georgia.
Yep.
A gentleman who could scramble practically like no others and had a gift for staying healthy. So we're going to drop back down to the college ball. Dynas, I actually will tell you this, and I'm going to not talk like a fan, as far as with this, just talk straight football. But I do believe Georgia I'm not going to say will. They have a strong chance of being in that college playoff system.
Oh, they will. We will.
See,
we will. We will. I'm not going to let you down. We will. We'll be there. We're not going to let you down. We'll be there. Don't worry about it. We'll be there for sure.
You're going to lose the SEC championship to Florida. So Florida's coming out the SEC East. No, you're not going to get by them. So you're not going to be playing in the champion. I don't see how you think you can go to the national championship and not win your I don't understand how you can do that. But I'll give it to you. But I'm trying to side with you, man. I'm trying to give you a little bit of flavor and stuff. But if you want to continue to sit out there and talk to me and look at me cross-eyed and arrogant, I just have to let you know. It's just those cats with those guys right there. Let's see what they can do. Now, Kirby Smart, the championship rings he have on his fingers by way of Nick Saban, University of Alabama, is vast. A defensive guru and stuff like that. Let's see what he can do offense-wise. Let's see if he can make that offense clicks like the defense. As far as with Georgia, then Georgia will be in contention if he can do that.
This is going to happen, Fitzgerald. We're going to play you guys next week and beat you guys. Then we're going to play you guys again in the SEC championship and then beat you guys again. We're going to beat you twice this year.
Okay, but those of you who don't know, and Dynas owns Search for Uru. Please go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Also subscribe to this channel too. But for those of you who don't know, let me enlighten you on this, because my friend is very passionate. He really is. He's very, very passionate, and I like that. Alabama, Nick Saban's assistant coaches, he is 20 to their 0 with beating them. Now, what does that mean? Kirby Smart was a coach for Nick Saban. Along with several more around this country, they just don't seem to beat the grandfather of doing this. They don't seem to do that. We're gonna go again. It's gonna be 21-0 after we get done tap dancing on University of Mississippi. It just they don't win that. So Dynas knows this. He knows this. He knows that he has a formidable opponent with Alabama. And Georgia seem to think that they are equal. They are not. They are not. The only thing Georgia got on us is they run them off. But it's gonna be all right. But just like for football, the only team that really could get with Alabama that I really say far as with this that could really get back on it, I wouldn't know how to call it either way. Be the Clemson Tigers. I'm not going to count Ohio State. Definitely that's the only team I can see that, because the Clemson has beaten us multiple times. They won 2 championships from us in 3 years. That's formidable. Dabo Swinney's put a very, very good program up there. Trevor Lawrence will be the number 1 draft choice going to the NFL. I hope the Jets don't get him. I just hope the Jets don't get him. I mean, that seems to be where teams just go to disappear. I'd rather see him in a program. No, I don't want to go down to Jacksonville neither. No, but most of the programs I would like to see him. if I had to pick one, looking at what he could do to really do a turnaround, I got one for you. I think the Titans. I think you put that type of talent with the Titans, along with the ground and pound game from Derrick Henry. I think you also have something in good contention. Now the Titans are, they have a decent quarterback up there. They did some things with the playoffs. Even the shocking thing they did when they actually sat the Ravens down. And I believe that was the second round. So no one really expected that much. Few of us did. I called that game. I thought they was going to win. Because I was real big the fact that they had Henry, an Alabama alumni. So that's why I really kind of voted for them. It turned out that gamble worked. But so Dynas, man, hey, you have some words, and let's don't let these people think, hey, man, this is the Georgia Alabama show, because that's all these guys talk about about their schools and stuff. You're Georgia grad, I'm an Alabama grad, so that's we're going to stick to our own. Far as with it's the Big Ten. That's what Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan. It's a shame that they actually can't be. We can't watch them compete.
No, they're gonna play in a couple of weeks. They're gonna start, I think, next week or the week.
A couple of weeks. How do we do that? You got some teams paying now. You got teams coming in a couple of weeks. In football, man, you got to be loose. You got to have some touches, man. How are you gonna compensate for the teams that already been out there hitting, and particularly the SEC?
Again, the national championships coming out of the SEC and the ACC. I think Clemson's still the favorite. Personally, Ohio State's going to put out a good product, but at the end of the day, the thing is, so now I have to look at this, because the thing, Georgia, we're going to beat you guys twice, so it's going to be us, Clemson, Ohio State, and I'm trying to figure out who's going to fill that fourth spot. Because we're going to beat you guys twice. We're going to beat you guys next week. And then, you guys should make it out of the West. And we're going to beat you guys again here at the Dome.
You won't be there. You won't be there. The SEC championship is going to be the University of Florida Gators and Alabama Crimson Tide. You won't be there. You won't be there. The fact that you're going to have at least two losses, one to Alabama and the other to Florida, man. What in the world make you think you're in contention, man? I just don't agree with you. I really don't. Like I said, man, I admire young brother. I admire your enthusiasm. It almost would convince me if I didn't know any better. But come on, man. That's the. Kudos to you guys. You guys got. Are you going to wear those black uniforms again to come play us? Like you did last time we went up there?
No, actually, we're wearing white with the red pants.
That's the best you can do?
Yeah, it's an away game, so we can't wear our black uniforms.
You better wear whatever it takes you to get whichever you feel that's going to put you in a better chance of winning, man. Because it's not doing it. And if you're going to have a chance to win, not that you will, if you're going to have a chance to win, you better jump on us the first quarter. I'm talking about like you did Auburn style, but you ain't playing Auburn, man. This is the Crimson Tide, whole nother different animal. No, but it'll be a great game. I just wish you and I could be there. No, I would show you a great time in Tuscaloosa. I don't want to go to Athens, man. I said I don't want to go there. I don't know. You can wear your Georgia thing. We'll treat you well there. I go there wear my Alabama. I just don't feel like I was you the love from them, man, like I would give you. Just my opinion.
We'll love you. Even after we beat you, we'll buy you a beer. We'll buy you a beer.
All right.
After we beat you guys, we'll buy you a beer.
All right, Diane. So we talked about in the closing minutes. We talked about why we love it. Why do you think the fans, man? Why do you think the fans are so big on it? Why do you think this passion like this, man? And there are thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of Dynas and Fitzgeralds talking about their respectable teams just as strong as we are around this country, man. But why is that, man? What is about this game? Fall is ball. What is it, man? What is it about it?
I think it's the competition. I mean, people just love football. I don't know. It's just
Something in the air, man.
it's something in the air.
The Brathworth, the Brath.
Competition,
I mean, what is it? The tailgating
the
atmosphere.
tailgating,
This is the only thing that I
physicality of the
know about that
game. Yeah.
tailgating. I don't hear people tailgating for NFL. I don't hear people really tailgating for baseball. I'm quite sure some of them do it. I'm a big hockey fan. I don't hear people tailgating for that. Being a lot of your teams up in Canada anyway. Believe me, it gets too cold to do that. Do that during the season. But man, just football, man. I tell me a sport, but especially with college football. And the one sport I can think of what they do with the RVs and continue to bring, the only sport I think that does that with the RVs and people coming out there, get that electric atmosphere, is NASCAR. Because NASCAR, they come out there, but people coming in, man, and lighting up the campus and spending money, and Georgia old rivalries and stuff like that, whether it's Georgia Tech, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Auburn, USC, UCLA. I mean, these rivals that's going around, Florida State. These rivals that's going around the country, man, and people are really, really supporting those programs, and they spend a lot of money. There's many NFL coaches, who would love to have some problems. Should I say owners would love to have some of the problems with the college football with the attendance. Imagine putting 100,000 people in the stadium. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay the athletes on the field. I mean, this is like, wow, and still people go ahead and support that, man. So, Prince, I'm going to give you final words, man. I appreciate you coming on right here. Just as far as what we're looking at. Hey, go out there, ladies and gentlemen, support your team. I know you guys love your team just as much as we love ours. I hope your team does have a thing to get to a championship. Alabama, we're gonna be in contention. I've been humbled. I've been humbled. I took a lot of losses by running my mouth too much, because I noticed no thing is a sure thing except us beating Georgia. That's going to be a sure thing. But overall, that you have to really get out there and play the game. So go out there and go ahead and cheer for your team. And as far as for your pro teams, looking at that, you're going to be sitting around there in this COVID situation right now. So might as well congregate with the people you love, and as far as with your home and stuff like that, enjoy some good football. You know what? You can make your tailgating sessions right on your patio. That'd be great, Prince. Man, I wish I could come up there with you, man, where we can actually sit up down there and get some good food on the back right there while we're watching that game. But I don't remember seeing a good size TV in your house, just computers.
I got a nice TV since you came.
The one to hang on the wall.
Yeah, I got a nice size TV. Yeah. Well,
wait a minute. If the couch is facing, where did you mount it?
It's right. It's on. I got it. Vince, when you come, you got to watch a game on a nice TV.
Okay, man. If I was up there watching the TV, and once you guys start losing, don't interrupt the cable provider and say how you having bad service.
Okay, I won't.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, we appreciate you just doing a little fireside chat right here. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow that. I'm not too far from my first major goal of having 1,000 subscribers. Football is just, but Saturdays pretty much. Well, I like to do it in the mornings. I like to dedicate this time, but there's other things I speak on too that's near and dear to me, and that's things like that. So hopefully, we entertained you guys a little bit, and thanks for tuning in, and like and subscribe, and please share this. Prince Amir, I appreciate you coming on, and ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and subscribe to Prince Amir's channel. Search for Uru. Search for Uru. That's SEARCH for Uru. UHURU. Dynas, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, man, on this. I mean, but many people know you, some don't. So just go ahead and tell us about what you do, who you are. We already know you play you played college football, but tell us a little bit about you, man. Tell us a little bit about your channel, and just enlighten us. What do you do?
Yeah, so born and raised Sacramento, California. Currently, I'm between Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll just say West Africa, specifically Freetown, Sierra Leone, Lagos, Nigeria, and search in my brand. What we're doing, we're building a bridge between the diaspora and Africa via art, commerce, and culture.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. That book right there, Dynas is also an author. I'll go ahead and share that with you. As far as what he do, he's also a tour facilitator, and particularly holding tours that take place in Africa. But his books, not only that, he does great children's books. As far as that, and then he's also built a successful YouTube page that I set up with Search for Uru. He built that from the ground up with no SEO to 83,000 subscribers. So phenomenal. Actually, he's one of the key gentlemen caused me putting my own channel together. So I've been honest for 15 years, so if it seemed like we bicker like that, that's why. But we don't even consider it bickering. It's sports is the only thing, the one of the few things that him and I go kind of different ways. But we also are in business, together. We both run a referral based business and things. And you want to learn more about that on this channel, go ahead and click on my website, and you can just register for free if you're looking for ways to make income. In this time, in this days and age, I don't know who wouldn't be. So you guys just go ahead and have a great day. We just came on a little bit earlier today. Normally we start at 10 o'clock. We have a couple of things else we need to get into and a couple of obligations. But we appreciate you guys. And you know what? You too can find your ways to win. There's always a way that you can win. Just look forward and avail yourself to it. And we appreciate you so much. And everyone, enjoy your day. We're going to see you back next Saturday.
Peace.